Good evening, and welcome to Dice at Dusk. Quick content warning before we begin. This is a horror stream, and it does deal with mature themes. So, please consider this your trigger warning for gore, for horror, and generally the worst that humanity has to offer at times. Welcome, again, to Dice at Dusk.
Recording's on. Welcome back, guys, to Dice at Dusk. We are here with our wonderful, wonderful cast tonight. We have... damn it, I'm running out of adjectives for you guys. Amazing Amanda. We have Marvelous Mila. Damn it, I need a good J adjective for Jaymi, because joyous, it's good, but I want power. But so
it's Jolly Jaymi.
Jolly Jaymi, there we go. And we have the calamitous Cal, ready to wreck shit up with his sword. So last week, you guys encountered the Dark Lord, Lawrence Philip Holick. Half of your party engaged him in battle, while the other half saw to Matthias's escape through the window. After which they returned, only for Paine to be captured by the Dark Lord and dragged into the Dark Manse. As the rest of you regrouped, the Dark Lord gloated over the bard, beginning to wax eloquently and taunt her and tell her that he was going to take his inspiration from her. At the last second, due to her own inspiration, Paine cast Thunderclap on the vials and beakers adorning the wall, turning them into bombs, rendering the Dark Lord unconscious and effecting her escape into the night. And now, we begin. As the scene opens, Paine, you were running down the new road from Holick House when Naalu heard you and stepped from the bush, and you attacked her with a rapier, only to be caught in an embrace. And we will pick up the story there.
Get off of me! Get off! Let me out of here!
Come, Paine, we must get out of here. We must get away from that evil man.
Oh, Naalu! Oh my god, where were you? You jumped out of nowhere.
We were waiting. We just got away. We're in the woods, and I heard you rustling. We wanted to find you so that we can be away from this place.
Yes, immediately. That place is a dark, dark song.
And I'm gonna help I'm gonna help Paine, and we'll make our way. I want to go back into the bushes with her so that we can make our way back to the group.
Yeah, so...
Carefully. Lest we make no trouble.
Okay, give me a stealth roll, please. Whoever has more, and if you're helping, with advantage, please.
I got a 2, Jaymi.
With advantage for whoever's rolling.
Okay, I'll roll it. Okay. Jaymi, okay? 19.
Okay. So, as you guys step from the road, obscuring your tracks with a sweep of a tree branch as you go, you hear the roar of an engine come tearing down the road. Just as you reach the bush and flatten yourselves against the ground, the glare of headlights appears upon the road and quickly veers into the night like a pair of comets. Before you lose sight of it, you see the man at the wheel, Holick, his face bloodied and cut, but set in a grimace and a determined fury.
I'm just gonna motion to Jaymi to stay put and to Naalu to stay put, and we'll just make sure it's long gone before we move on again.
After a few moments, the sounds of the engine die upon the night air, and all is left to stillness again. The woods are still preternaturally silent. There don't seem to be that many birds or crickets or anything of that nature. Every so often you do hear a raven call in the night, but beyond that, there's not much else for life, and you are left to the silence.
I'm very carefully going to start donning my boots and figuring out how to strap the rapier to me.
Do you have any like loose ties on your clothing, like those old timey bard shirts?
I think we said when I escaped, I'm basically wearing like a tunic and leggings, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. You got your tunics, your leggings, your boots, and Juno, and everything else was lost to Holocaust. If you want to adjust your character sheet.
And then that rapier that I grabbed off the wall, right? Was it a rapier?
It's a rapier.
I thought I had written that down, but apparently I didn't. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of look down at myself while I'm trying to figure it out once we've stood up, and look to Jaymi or Naalu. He's like, well, let's go, I guess. Unfortunately, I had to leave even my drum behind. Jaymi, you there? I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing either.
I can see her flashing in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell she's moving and trying to, but I'm not getting any audio. Sorry, Jaymi.
Oh, the glories of long distance D&D. Oh, for the days when somebody didn't when somebody started not buffering, you could give them a nudge or hang a Cheeto out in front. Cal, can you hear us? Okay, I got no. Oh, I think you're on mute, buddy.
Yeah. I could hear everyone loud and clear. I'm directly connected to the modem.
That might be it. She might be too far from the Wi-Fi to transmit.
Well, she's got a boot.
Are you getting her feed?
Huh?
Are you getting her feed?
I get her feet now. She's blacked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she just exited to come back.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. She might be downloading Steam. So if that's taking up some of her.
Oh, that might do it.
So I don't know. I think maybe she should just do Discord on her phone. Is that a breakfast sandwich, Amanda?
Yeah. Josh went to McDonald's real quick.
We made egg sandwiches today, so. And we watched this scary movie last night on Netflix. Night Ride or something.
Night Ride.
Or Night Teeth.
Never heard of it.
Oh,
It was Night Teeth.
yeah. I've seen the preview for that one.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really cool. It wants me to move to LA because I think it's so hip.
Be a Cali boy.
Is that the one with the driver?
Huh?
Is that the one with the driver?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just watched that.
Yeah. Benny!
Yay, Jamie's back. Still can't hear you, Jaymi. Hmm. Did I bump something that... No, that all looks good.
In your window settings, is that what you said, Josh? Sound settings, window sound settings, make sure that your headphones are connected. That's what he suggested. It might be hooked up to the default device.
Yeah.
Make sure you're hooked up to the default. I'm trying to I'm trying to hear what Josh is saying with the headphones on. Is very funny. This is my tech help.
Jiggle the cable.
Turn it off and on!
Have you tried blowing on the cartridge?
Oh god.
Huh.
Maybe I have to go upstairs and provide tech support of my own.
That might be a wise decision. Gondor calls for aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just go up and tell her just to use her phone, since we're only doing the video today.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
You'll be back. So some guy, any Dark Souls fans in the house?
Amanda, you're muted.
I think she said no.
You're talking to her.
Yeah, yeah. I asked Josh if he played it. He said yes.
Somebody
You played them all. What? There's more than one?
Yeah, there's like 3.
Oh, even Jared said there's 3. Yeah.
There's Bloodborne too, which is
Oh,
far
Bloodborne.
better.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Well, somebody went and recreated the entirety of the of Lothric Castle in Tailspire.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this is the only game I play.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Good times, good friends, good board. I actually find that I've been playing less and less video games since the pandemic started.
What system do you game on, Jared?
I've got a PS4 and I've got a PC. So
Computer?
yeah, I'm actually just getting into PC gaming a little, but for the most part, it's retro games. Like I've got all the old BioWare games: Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights, Planescape Torment was another one I picked up a long time ago, and yeah, now actually I really enjoyed KOTOR 2. It's a buggy mess, but the fan base really stepped up to mod and restore it. And you know, I'm a Star Wars geek. I've always been a Star Wars geek. And yeah, any chance you get to build your own lightsaber with the colors and make your own Jedi the way you want, it's a good day.
Do you play the Star Wars Battlefront?
I played the old ones, not the ones by Dice. I just couldn't bring myself to support EA's monetization models.
Oh.
Yeah, like loot boxes drive me nuts.
If you ever decide you're into it, get Battlefront 2.
Oh, I got it for free on PlayStation.
Oh,
Yeah,
we should totally connect after and play that together because I don't have anyone to play with anymore. Like
You
the
know,
massive online.
I don't think I've got it downloaded, but you know what? I'll download it and we'll get together. Yeah. Have you checked out the Squadrons game? Mila?
Not yet.
But you've got Battlefront on PS4 then.
Yep.
Yeah. No, actually, I didn't get into the Soulsborne games that much. I played the original Demon's Souls way back in the day. And I got through it. I felt like I had run a marathon. I said never again. And then Bloodborne caught my eye. I just really liked the aesthetic because it reminded me of Ravenloft. So I started playing that after I got it, after when it was a new game, and
Audio.
we gotcha! Woohoo!
Can you hear me?
We can hear you!
Oh, and you can hear me.
Hooray!
And I didn't even need Cal's help. He just stood there and looked over my shoulder. He's my muse, he says.
I call that snoopervising.
Yeah, apparently. It's a different way of mansplaining. But
It's a
I suppose
snoopervisor.
I snoopervise as well, so I shouldn't say too much there.
Yeah, snoopervising is more of it's a gender neutral thing. My wife snoopervises.
My work here is done.
Your grand and noble quest, eh?
Yes.
All right.
50 XP.
All right, so where were we?
Mila's character is running around with leggings and a tunic and fighting for her life.
Right.
Paine dons her boots and looks to Naalu and says, "Well, that was close. I'm glad you caught me right when you did, or his car surely would have caught up to me."
Yes. Thanks to Salune, we've been reunited. Let's go find the others.
A dark song turned sweet, for sure.
Mm.
Oh my god, I just lost her.
Yep. She's back.
Just kidding.
Actually
God,
reminds me of that I don't know if you guys ever watched Don't Feed the Humans on YouTube. But there was a scene where basically this guy was getting completely destroyed by this bird, and your misfortune is such. Oh, your fortune has come back. Oh, your misfortune is once again. Oh, you are once again fortunate. And it's like, I laughed my ass off about that. Anyway.
I'll follow Naalu back to the cave,
All right.
continuing to cover my tracks as we go.
All right. Dagra, Kilkax, what are you guys up to?
We are interrogating the old man.
He's young.
I was going to say the young man. He's a young guy.
That was like, oh,
Hamana?
yeah, right. I'm gonna rub my eyes and look again.
Is Amanda the one taking the notes? Just asking.
No, I've been taking them, I think, for the most part. I don't know if anyone else has.
I know. I'm teasing Amanda. Sorry.
It's funny because my character writes everything down, and I have written very little.
I try to. I ask our. What's the gentleman again? Oh fuck! I'm such bad with names. Matthias. Don't laugh at my expense.
We're both like looking at each other, and be like, "Where are we? What are we doing? Who is this?"
And I'm like, Matthias, like, I know you were obviously under due duress, knowing the fact that you lost your true love, and but we need to know as much as we can about this horrible being that tortured you for all this time. I'm just reliving all his post-traumatic stress.
All right. He kind of rocks back and forth.
You don't want this to happen to other people, do you? I need you to dig
I don't
deep.
just.
Give me your soul!
He called himself Holik, and he, like I told you, he knew about my writing, especially after we started drawing him out by my work with the mythos. He claimed to be its creator, yet nowhere could I find any mention of the original author of this particular universe. Or literary universe, I should say. But the way when he held me down and he strapped me to that table, he told me my blood would be the thing that finally allowed him to show the world who he was and to claim his rightful place. That they would all know him for the great man he was. He seemed obsessed with. He seemed especially obsessed with the fact that a lot of the writers using the literary tradition that he claims to have created were not human or not humans like him. He
Did they look like human, or they were demonic?
the elves, the halflings, even humans, like when he found out I don't know how he found out, but when he knew that Draven and I were together, he called me deviant and all sorts of horrible things. Terrible, terrible things. And he starts to shake, and his eyes absolutely refuse to meet yours as you see his jaw just all of a sudden tighten in fear and pain and remembrance. His eyes narrow for a moment, and then he said, "It's almost. I've met people like that. People so narrow and so shallow for whom the world is outside of themselves is a thing of fear and scorn. If we are in hell, that man surely deserves to be here."
Do you know anything about the shadow people?
The creatures? Dre had an idea about that. He'd heard of a demi-plane where individuals of particular malice or unique evil find themselves sequestered, where even innocent folk cannot escape.
Any idea of how to kill them?
Well, honestly, that's what I'm hoping we'll find at Miskatonic. Dre spent a lot of time there after we arrived. We were coming home from a party with friends, walking arm in arm down the street. They just finally passed the laws that brought us from the shadows, that would have allowed us to live as a couple, and then the miss part, and we're here where people are far more accepting, but where these shadows seem to drape over everybody. And we wanted to go home. We wanted to see our families and our friends. But every time we tried to leave, those mists brought us back. No matter where we left, no matter what we did, we always ended up back here. And finally, Dre decided that if we couldn't leave conventionally, that we had to arm ourselves with knowledge. So he started sequestering himself up at Miskatonic and pouring through tomes, while I tried to keep us afloat with my writing. Eventually, he kind of hit on a theory of where we were, and he thought that he could negotiate with Holik if we could draw him out. And as I told you, that was the story. I told you the rest of it. Yeah.
Well,
Um,
thank you.
We were hoping that we'd have at least another week, and then either negotiate with the Dark Lord, we didn't know who it was, or kill them, and maybe we could escape then.
If there's an apprentice, there's always a master.
Excuse me?
I have a feeling there are much darker forces working behind. And hopefully we can find them before they unleash hell upon this on our particular plane. But I promise you this, that bastard will find the tip of my sword someday.
Meta question, wasn't Dagra born in Ravenloft, in Darkon?
No, he was born in some other province.
Oh, I thought he was born in Darkon. My apologies.
Yes, he was born in Darkon.
Yeah.
Yes,
Just
Darkon.
not in Miskatonic.
Well, he was born in a different section of the Mists. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what you meant before it could travel to Darkon.
Yes.
Okay. Nope.
Can I ask questions, or I'm not part of this interrogation at the moment?
Not
not
at the moment, but if
interrogation.
you guys want to arrive, you certainly may.
I would like to arrive so that I can ask a question.
All right.
First-
So
It's not interrogation. It's just a debriefing.
So, once more, Matthias kind of sets his back to the tree and slumps against the tree, puts his head in his hands, and it seems like he would cry if he could, but the amount of pain and anguish washing over his features, it almost seems like he's too overwhelmed even to feel grief, even to feel fear anymore. Kilkax, Dagra, as you're speaking to him, trying to get more and more information from him, you hear a crack off to the side of you. What do you want to do?
I draw my bow and I say, "Who goes there?"
All right. So,
High alert!
okay, so at the snap of the stick, you wheel towards the sound. Dagra, what are you doing?
I squeal like a little girl. No. I get ready. I turn around and focus my attention.
All right. Naalu, Paine, how do you enter the clearing?
I'm just casually holding the sword because I
Mhm.
can't sheath it.
Mm-hmm.
Walking behind Naalu because Naalu's leading me.
Mm-hmm.
Processing my thoughts as I walk.
We come in peace.
Hmm.
Hello, friends.
Sweet Jesus, I almost killed you!
Aren't we happy I found Paine? Look! Now we can leave.
Oh, they're behind you. Okay, so I lower my weapon, relax the shoulders, and say, "We've just been having a little conversation with our little friend. But Paine, nice to have you back."
Yes. Be at ease, Kilkax. Hi, Dagra. And Matthias, I'm so glad to see you made it out.
I'm glad you did too. No one deserves to be on that table.
Thank you. Are you much injured still?
I'm just tired. I feel so drained.
You've been through a lot. It's understandable.
Do we think we're safe enough here? Could the poor man rest a bit?
Dagra can always carry him.
I could.
But you're so big and strong, Kilkax. You could too.
Well, I'd rather carry you, Paine.
I can walk. I'd walk across a mile of broken glass if it meant a way to kill that bastard.
What can you tell us about the book that he uses? The book that seems to control reality or draw forth things into this reality.
I don't think it's just that book. I used to watch him. Whenever he thought I was asleep, he would write little things on scraps and then recite what he wrote. Eyes in the dark, whispering voices at my ear. A thing of ink and flesh, a thing of ink and shadow made flesh. It always changed. He would describe something, and then throw the paper, and that thing would come to life. But it was always with the ink he made in that room. As I said, I once managed to get loose, but I couldn't get the door open. He barred it so well. So I wrote the notes and threw them out the window. I assumed that I had assumed one of you picked them up and gathered others. How did you all come to get my notes?
From what I can tell,
Amanda, you're muted.
I'm having a side conversation with Joshua.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
He has
Mila.
questions about Balefire.
Oh, no problem.
From what I can tell, the way he throws them and they come to life, they each came to our very different homes. I don't believe any of us are really even from here. And you mentioned a mist. We all experienced something similar, and we're transported to this accursed land.
Then
Now, I come from a place where magic is woven into song. It sounds very much like he uses similar magic woven into the writing that he makes. I'm curious. I'll have to think on this, and maybe I can draw some better parallels. Out of game speak. I'd like to roll to see if I can draw some parallels on my bardic knowledge and how that could come into being.
Sure. Roll it up. Give me
Cool.
an Arcana check.
Oh yeah, baby. That's a 23.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Oh, but I have the stress still, so it's a 21.
Still
Is
good.
the stress 10 points negative?
Sorry?
The stress is 2, right? -2?
Yes, I think you have. For each point of stress, you have to take one off. So I think you've got 2
Oh, I
points of
thought it
stress.
was -2 per stress.
No, just 1 per stress.
Okay.
So, in the whispers of your village, sorry, I'm trying to remember the name. Give me a moment to find my. Give me a moment to find my notes. Oh, DMing. 90% memory, or 50% memory, 50% improvisation. All glorious storytelling.
My village was called. I have mine right here. Particus.
Sorry, your village was called
Particus.
Particus. So, even though Particus was not one of the great centers of bardic lore or a university or anything of that nature, whispers abounded of performers who could call upon the spirits of tales past or the ghosts of great heroes in their times of greatest need. These bards could use a focus in order to call upon those spirits and those heroes. However, such things were usually temporary, and it seems to you that the shadow creatures have been more autonomous than such a calling might allow for.
I will explain to my comrades. When we use a magic to call forth things from story and song, it never lasts as long or feels that permanent, albeit those things are constantly shifting. They're far more powerful than even the greatest bard I know. Have you guys heard any stories like that? What about in your land, Dagra?
There have been tales here and there, but my world was pretty much a captive one. I didn't see much of the outside world unless it was permitted by my master. I was a trained killer. Music and art was never part of my forte.
Movement is a type of art unto itself. Surely practicing your forms has some parallels.
It is a dance, nevertheless, with your opponent or the monsters that you're trying to kill.
Naalu, what do you know? What does Solune's teachings tell us about drawing beings from other lands or other gods?
I don't know. I can't remember from my past life. I only know what she tells me now. I suppose I could look within and see if there's an answer from another.
All right. Will everybody, except for Jaymi, please exit the chat for a moment?
Ooh.
Is everybody gone?
I'm just gonna mute, so just wave when you're done.
No worries. All right.
Okay, so I have that other book as well on my possession, and I was hoping to ask my friend about both things.
Which book was that?
So when we were in the library, there was a book that I grabbed that had writing that wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
the one that filled itself with writing constantly.
Yeah.
So as you enter your mind's palace, you spot the entity still somewhat imprisoned within the geos of your will, but now he seems to be sitting comfortably. His form is a little less vague. You can tell the form is masculine now. Certain sheds of shadow and Malcolm.
Oops.
Yeah, no, he just caught my cord. We're all right. Certain folds of the spiritual energy that make up his essence seem to be reminiscent of robes as they lay over his body. His face is still a featureless, amorphous mass of swirling energy. At this moment, it's a wonderful mix of reds and blues and purples, forever swirling in a maelstrom tapestry. He's playing with what appear to be a deck of ornate cards in his hands as you approach. Well now, we've managed to get stuck in it fairly heavily, haven't we? As he deals himself a pair of cards.
Yes, this place does us no favors.
My dear,
It is.
this entire plane does few favors for anyone. We are no different. As he draws and plays another card. So, you have questions, I take it.
I do. I have three. I have three questions.
Well, I shall do my best to answer.
What
After all,
plane?
What
Oh,
plane?
sorry. What
Sorry.
plane do you think we're in?
At that, he kind of flips the edges of the cards with a loud. That is a very good question, my dear. I know that, as you know, my memory is quite unreliable. Like reading a book whose pages have been burned repeatedly. Ever so often I grab glimpses. A castle. A land blighted by an aging warlord. And the latest was a man in a swamp. And with half his face rotted. But I cannot put a name to this place. I only know that I sought to escape. I sought release. I traveled far and I traveled wide. I feel that I traveled far and that I traveled wide and that I fought to escape. Clearly, since we are in your, and he kind of throws his head to the side as he does so with a very, you can't see the expression, but the entire motion drips with sarcasm and perhaps a fair bit of sardonic irony. Your body. Perhaps I died and wandered as a ghost in that cursed place we awoke. Now, your second question.
What do you know of this style of magic? Of this man that's writing in a book and it becomes
This
true?
I can honestly say I've never seen magic this powerful. Or this, perhaps not power. Power is the wrong word. Usually, to tether a creature to a will to a creature, whether it is a spirit or a golem or even a demon, you require a focus. Whether that, he pulls another card, is a playing card. He flips the card to you and shows you the elementalist. Whether that is a magical circle, he pulls the necromancer, a long dead body, or something as simple, he pulls another card, as a coin. All such summonings require a focus. These summonings are unique in that once the summoning is complete, they no longer seem to draw power from the man. But all summonings do require a continuous source of power. Why do you think gems are the centers of golems' hearts? Why do you think that a dragon will hoard magical artifacts more readily than any other? Because they contain precious things that act as anchors to magic. So, he is filling these pages with something that either gives power, draws it from another, or is incredibly precious, or some combination of the three. And since he is not completely wasted away, the figure begins to gather the cards very languidly and slowly. We must assume it is one of the other two sources. So, what has he at his disposal?
So the ink is maybe from what he's drawing from people. He makes the ink from their essence.
Very good.
Mm.
Blood is the silver of the silver of the will, the gold of the soul. If he is capturing people, such as our young friend Matthias, we can only assume that he is distilling them into that ink. What he's trying to do for such a purpose is, quite frankly, beyond me at this point. I've never quite understood the autistic inclinations of certain beings. There is an artistry in the arcane, of course. There is a wonder. And he begins to deal out the cards again. There is a wonder in the abjured, the elemental, the summoned, in the simple lines of a glyph. But this man's magic is all chaos and very little science compared to what I believe I knew in, or what I believe I am familiar with. He puts the deck down. Do you play, my dear?
Depends on what we're playing for.
Shall we say, for now we shall play as an amusement, as you ask your last question. Each of the crown cards is worth 10. The goal of the game is to get closest to 23. He deals you a seer, a crown card. You can decide to stop at any time, but if my number is higher than you, I win. It's known as Rex's Crown, or King's Crown, or Rex's Chrononis, or the King's Crown.
So
Each crown card is worth 10, and all other
Okay.
cards in the deck have a number. He just dealed you a crown card, so right now your value is 10.
And I'm trying to get closest to 21, you said,
23.
or 30?
23.
23. Okay. I will take another card.
The Dictator. 8. Unfortunately, as he deals himself another card, there's not much to do here other than watch the four of you. But I am so enjoying the show. Would you like another card, my dear? Your total equals 18 at the moment.
No, I'll stay where I am.
He draws a third card. 23. 24. I bust. As he plays the cards back in his hand. You had 3 questions. What is the third? Yeah.
What is this book that I have that fills with writing? Is it connected to him?
Let me see. Can you imagine a word? You heard Paine's. I'm assuming Paine told you the story on the way.
Yes. Yeah.
So we've heard the bard's account of what happened. Can you imagine anything more painful to an artist than to watch others, to be forced to watch others grow in renown and glory and power, while your name remained in the shadows, while they use your work, your imaginative silver to enrich themselves? I do not believe this is his power. All of a sudden, a book appears in the study, very much identical to the one that you hold in your hands. I do not believe this is his power, though he may wield it as such at times. I believe this would be his obsession. I believe that this is his curse.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that we're being entertaining as we're fighting for our lives.
My dear, everyone fights for someone's amusement. Be it your gods, a master, or just for the simple thrill of the universe. All is chaos, my dear. And the sooner you accept that, the happier you will be.
I'd like to. I'll finish with his snarky remark. I'd like to snap away.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the 1990s slamming of a plastic phone into its cradle.
All right, as you snap your fingers, the Gios whisks him away into the far reaches of your mind. Though as it does, he never ceases to play with the cards in his hands. He's very nonchalant about the whole thing. Very calm, very... he doesn't twitch a muscle, such as it is. Sitting there, legs crossed, the spiritual forms of his robes floating about him. And for a moment, you could swear the faintest of smiles upon his lips. All right, I'm going to invite everybody back in. Better use Facebook, because I am having a pain in my...
Nicole, are you on Facebook? I'm here.
I'm just getting there. There we go. Thank you. I'm having a slight issue with my computer at the moment. It doesn't want to listen.
I know that pain. Is everyone back? Not quite. Amanda?
Amy says comes back. I's back.
Back. Comes back to us.
How'd it go?
I have information. So I feel like I just stared off into space and maybe drooled a bit. I don't know how. I don't know what Jared thinks of that.
Well, however you want to do it.
Yeah, I feel like I just stared off into space and everyone's looking at me going, what? And I have remember I'm hooded and I've got those creepy silver eyes. So I'm just staring off into space. You guys have no idea what I'm doing. So I'll come back.
Yeah, snap in your face
Yeah. And I just kind of snap back to myself here, a look of disgust on my face. I think I know. I think I know what he's using as his focus. It's the blood. The blood he's extracting from people that he extracted from Matthias. He is using that to create magic ink, and that's how he's...
Dips on the pen! Dips on the pen! If we get a hold of him, I'm taking the pen!
No,
Are
we
you
need
gonna
to
say that?
separate.
Are you going to say that out loud as Kilkax, or is that just Amanda talking?
Oh, that's definitely Kilkax.
Okay. You'd use such foul sorcery. How many lives has he taken? How many people died on that table?
Well, I'd use animals' blood, obviously.
Dear God. You're no better
What?
than he is.
We will burn all of his possessions once we are through with him. The world will be cleansed of his evil.
As you're speaking, he's reared up. Energy you wouldn't have expected him to have, and he's gotten right into Kilkax. He's stomping right towards Kilkax. He's shambling and he's fighting for his feet, but he's on his feet, and absolute rage covers his face. Just the twisting of his lips, the hard set of his eyes, and he begins to shake. His fists are so tight they're turning white.
I'll put a calming hand on his shoulder as he approaches Kilkax.
He kind of stalls for a moment, looks at you. You can't let it go on, please. His eyes fill with almost a fevered madness as he looks at you. They're shining with too much exhaustion and too little sleep.
Matthias, calm, my friend. Kilkax, while very good with the sword, is not as wise when it comes to things of magic. From what I understand of what Naalu just said, the power lies not in the pen. Let Kilkax have his exuberance. We will put an end to Philip.
He kind of deflates there for a moment. I won't let any of it survive. I'm going to burn it all. And then he goes back and sits back down.
As an aside, do I believe that there's any magic to the pen, or it sounds like it's all in the blood?
That's up to you at the moment. You didn't sense any magic from either the pen, the paper, only from the creatures themselves at the time of their inception. But it's your choice as to what you wish to believe at this juncture.
I say we burn it all to the ground, just to be safe.
I agree.
So, if you guys are trying to read me, I truly believe that the power is all in the man and the blood ink that he's using, and not the paper or the pen. I think it's just the blood ink and the man.
All right. So, once more, Matthias settles down and he's quiet. He seems to almost curl into himself as you continue your deliberations. What do you guys want to do next?
Spa.
Is it late at night again, or is it what time is it?
It was the middle of the night, I think.
It's sometime past midnight. There's no pre-dawn yet, but there's just that indigo haze lining the horizon that threatens sunrise, but it's some hours off yet.
Okay, so there's no immediate danger. We're in the clear.
Well,
Do we sleep here?
you're about half a mile from Holic House at this point. It's your call what you want to do.
Is there lodging close by? I can't remember our travel up to the house.
The area is mostly deserted. There's not really any lodging at this point. It is
we
a
set
true
up
wilderness.
shelter?
How far away was that old temple? The one that we determined was kind of the hallowed ground.
By
Standing
the
stones?
river. Yeah.
That would be about 4 hours walk. Sorry. Let me check my map here.
Oh, quite probably the rest of the night, though. We might as well just sleep here in this cave where we're semi-sheltered and obscured.
Yep.
It would take you probably the better part of 6 or 7 hours hiking to get back to those standing stones. But that's by the road. It would be much longer if you try to cut cross country.
Yeah, we could probably just stay where we're at, get comfortable.
All right. So you guys want to take a long rest then?
Yes.
Yeah.
All
We're
right.
all weary.
Would everybody except for Dagra please jump out of the chat?
Oh, lovely. Hello.
Hello. So, describe to me an event that you would remember from your training at the hands of your master.
Oh, I could think of one. I'm strapped down to a table,
Mm-hmm.
and he has like a venomous creature crawling on my arm, encased in a glass cage,
Mm-hmm.
and it's biting me repetitively. And it's building my immunity to certain poisons.
Mm.
And it's like maybe it could be placed on my arm or maybe close to my neck.
Okay. I've got enough to work with there. Perfect. I want to make sure that I'm being respectful towards your character and you as a player. So,
No worries.
I just need something. I just need the barest bones to draw on for this.
Yeah, so based on my character,
Mm-hmm.
I'm immune to disease and poison.
Mm-hmm. So, you awake once more, strapped to the table. Your master leering over you. You must be more than good with a sword for what is to come. His voice is very low and resonating. Run me a perception check, please. Sorry, I just need to grab a pen really quick.
Yeah. 15 plus 4 is 9, so 18 with the 18 final score.
All right. What did you roll?
I rolled an 18 total.
All right. So as Damocles leers down on you, he procures a glass jar from a shelf. He's speaking. To be good with a blade is adequate. However, it is not enough for your purpose. As he's moving, you notice his feet don't seem to be touching the ground. They don't seem to be, he doesn't seem to truly be walking. And his mouth is not moving. In that instance, you realize that his voice is not in your ears, but in your mind. He brings the jar into view. At first, well, it appears to be a desert scorpion. an emerald an emerald scaled arachnid with a very wickedly pointed tail and sharp claws in front. Its 8 eyes peering out at you. He removes the lid and slams it onto your chest. As you watch, the creature begins to repeatedly sting and bite and gouge into you. Damocol begins to float about the table, his eyes never leaving you. You must be immune to pain. You must be proof of disease, and poison must never touch you. If you are to be bent to our purpose, you must not be vulnerable to his. He circles around you once more, and give me a roll, just a straight roll, and I'll tell you what happens next, please.
13.
13.
Lucky 13.
As he's circling, you notice that the creature on your chest has changed. It's no longer a desert scorpion. It's an amorphous mass of mouths and eyes, and through the glass you can hear it shouting and screaming, and you can hear it in every voice you know of every person you've known, shouting obscenities and curses against the gods, and various intelligible sentences, sometimes just words. Meatsack needs the height. Darkness falls on the sun. Midnight comes at noon. And as you, please give me a wisdom save.
God damn it. 11.
11. The words begin to ply against your mind as the mouths twist within each other. Sometimes 3 or 4, layer upon layer of teeth, tongue upon tongue, eye upon eye, as the creature twists and bites and gouges into you, leaving furrows across your chest, furrows that you now bear as scars. The creature focuses on you, and it assaults you, the words echoing across your mind. And as they almost take you into a rigored state, you feel your fingers begin to stiffen and your arms begin to grow heavy. You toss your head and throw off the effect, managing to free one of your arms from the strap and knocking the creature from you. Damocol, for his part, looks on impassively, his hands steepled as he looks at you. Good. This was a lesser creature, but more will come in time. Rest now. One long, sinuous finger outstretches and touches you between the eyes, and you feel sleep take you. All right. Anything you want to react to in that scene?
I start having a panic attack.
Okay, so you're gonna wake in fits then.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll deal with that when the next one comes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm calling people back.
Come back. Come back.
up?
What's up?
All right. So Kilkax, you're on guard duty at the moment, or what are you doing at the moment?
Yeah, because we're powering down. We're getting ready for nighttime.
I only need 4 hours, and it's meditative, so I feel like I can just like sit and meditate and keep an ear out while everyone rests.
Okay.
Hey.
So
Hey.
Kilkax and for Kilkax and
Naalu? Paine,
Paine.
Dagra.
Paine, what are you two doing at the moment? So Naalu, you're gonna keep watch. Kilkax and Paine, what are you up to?
I am going to sleep if we've got a secure watch happening.
Okay. Paine.
I still have I still have energy. I can stay up. I can have a sit.
All right,
We'll double
Paine.
up watches.
Yeah, you can set up the watches however you like.
Is that what you're suggesting, Kilkax?
Yeah. Just kind of like mosey about. Sleep if you need it. Wake up when you can. Do a little switcheroony.
I would suggest we don't mosey. We don't want to attract attention. None of us has the resources to engage in another battle.
I feel like you should all just settle down, have a rest. I will sit here and keep an ear out and be super quiet so that we're not attracting anyone. So y'all just get comfy. Have a little nap.
I cuddle Dagra.
I just groan.
All right. Paine, as you drift off, you feel the exhaustion just weighing on you from everything you've been in the last day, and you begin to drift off. And as you do, you hear the small box within your you hear a small tune begin to play out as you make your bed on the grass. And as you turn to see it, you see the box you've carried with you ever since that night at the Grand Revelry. And from within it, you hear the low, vibrating tunes of a fiddle. And you recognize it as the song Amanda played at the Grand Revelry. And you have just enough time to think on this before sleep takes you. And you can ask the question of, where did the box come from? Kilkax, so you're cuddling in with Dagra? Oh, sorry. Mila, did you have something you wanted to say?
So the box is like just playing the same song as the fiddle, or like
The same-
it sounds like the fiddle?
Give me a perception check.
14.
We're lovers in a
14.
dangerous time, Amanda.
So as the song begins to play, at first you think it only the same song played by a similar fiddle. But as you drift, for the briefest of instants, you could swear Amanda was sitting next to you, her bow in her hand, and her...
Viper just wants to play too.
John just tapped in the other room and it sounded like knocking, so she just lost her mind.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear any of what you said.
So, at first you only think that it's the same song played by a fiddle. But as you drift into the slow arms of sleep, for just an instant, you could swear Amanda is next to you, her bow in her hand, her fiddle resting under her chin, and the low, mournful tune dancing across her strings.
Brings a smile to my face.
Okay. And that's how you pass the night, dreamless and without interruption.
Lucky.
All right, so Kilkax, you said that you were...
Dagra's like, am I getting stuck with a knife?
Dagra has bad dreams.
All the time.
Would everybody jump out of the chat except for Kilkax?
Bye.
Okay. So, you're about to cuddle into Dagra, or set your bedroll up next to his, when you hear a crack over the off into the night. Naalu appears motionless. She doesn't hear it. What do you want to do?
I want to roll away slowly.
All right.
Oh, I also have a thing. Hold on. I have a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using the app on my phone, so bear with me. This is different from the usual. Skills? No. Okay, so I have primeval awareness.
Primeval
So as
awareness?
an act, yeah. So you're familiar. So as an action, I expend one ranger spell slot, which I have,
Mm-hmm.
to sense whether there are any apparitions, celestials, dragons, elements, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile or up to 6 miles.
So were humanoids included in that particular list?
Apparitions, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
I don't
Are
think
they
that
a fiend?
I don't think this meets any of those criteria.
Dang it. May I use my hunter sense? Do you know about that one?
No, that one I don't know about.
Okay, I'll read it to you.
Mhm.
As an action, choose one creature you can see within 60 feet.
Mhm.
You immediately learn whether this creature has any damage immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and what they are if the creature is not hidden from deviation magic.
All right. To do that, you're going to have to get up and see them. What do you want to do?
So I slowly roll away from Dagra,
Mhm.
and Naalu is in her meditative state.
Mhm.
So I use my very stealth action
Mhm.
to stand.
Stand. All right. So the snaps grow ever louder. They and soon you recognize them not simply as somebody of the snapping of twigs, but as steps. What do you want to do? Do you want to walk towards them, away from them, to hold your ground?
I know that my counterparts are all having a well-deserved rest.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
I will slip into a shadow part, but not far, just in case I
Sorry, Amanda.
need them. But
You're gonna slip into a shadowy part.
mm-hmm. So I
Okay.
think we're in like a cave with trees around. Is that true?
Yeah, I think that
And
it was a cave at the base of that a tree grew around and all that. Yes.
so if it's like a cave that's got trees around, I can just go like slip around one of the cave entrance sides.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
doggo.
still sheltered. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, they can pop up.
Yeah. So as you step out, you feel your feet hit solid, flat stone. You smell the mist in the air as it swirls about you. Your hand is upon the parapet. You're smiling. Everything is as it should be. You are soon to be joined to your love. All is well. A man steps onto the parapet from one of the towers. He's older than you are. His hair has gone gray at the temples. He is dressed in gleaming armor. In some places it is enameled black. In other places there's traces of gold leading about the breastplate and the coif and the pauldrons. And underneath you can see a wine red shirt just peeking out around the collar. He smiles at you. He claps you upon the shoulder. And you don't see the blade until you feel it bite into your heart. What do you want to do?
I want to grab his hand and see if I can resist his plunging.
You try. Strength contest.
Okay. Again, I'm using my... Oh, am I just rolling a 20? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Roll a 20 and add your strength modifier.
I rolled a 5 and my strength is +2, so 7.
Okay, so you each have 7. You manage to grab him at the elbow, and you feel the knife pressing against your ribs. And then in the second moment, his hand reaches out and grabs your throat. Dexterity save, please.
Dexterity save, okay. Boo. Nice, 23.
23. So you manage to evade the arm as it swoops into you. But rather than letting go of you, he wraps an arm around you and presses you to his chest. Roll another strength check, please.
6.
He grabs a hold of you with the other arm, and in that moment you feel a blade enter you from behind. For an instant, you could have sworn you had a hold of his wrist. You could have sworn you had stopped him. He looks up for a moment. His head droops down onto your neck. Something wet splashes there. Then his head rises. He smiles, and you can see the blood between his teeth. It had to be done. And then the vision fades. You are standing in the woods. Your teeth are elongated, and you are thirsting for blood. How many of the vials do you have left from the apothecary?
2.
2. You are feeling an intense need for blood. One that will not be sated simply by a will. Actually, give me a will save. We're going to make it a high DC, but we're going to give you a chance.
Okay, so if I do a will save?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah, this should be a wisdom save.
Okay. I got 7.
7. The thirst claws at the back of your throat. You can feel the beating hearts of your companions, save for the strange priestess Naalu, whose heart seems stilled and unmoving. Dagra's moves at an irregular pace, but Paine's beats slow, strong, and steady. A river of red flowing from her heart, up her neck, down her legs, and back. to every corner of her flesh. A rabbit hides in its warren not far away, but it seems to be a paltry and insatiable meal. And your pack lies near to Paine. Which one do you want to try and go for?
I've been around long enough to know that if I kill one of my friends, they will never forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
I am absolutely going to go for the rabbit.
Give me a will save, please.
Wisdom save.
Oh, sorry,
Is it wisdom?
3.5, yes. Give me a wisdom save, please.
Shit, I'm rolling 7s.
7. So you try to lurch towards the rabbit, but in your haste, you startle it, and it runs from between your fingers. You feel your thirst grow greater and greater and greater as the rabbit thunders through the night. What do you want to do? Its heartbeat is just a drum in your ears as it moves towards the forest.
I want to know if I can shoot it with my bow and arrow.
Give me an attack roll.
A longbow. Buck. 5.
Your arrow just flies wide as the beast disappears through a thicket. Your arrow becomes tangled in the thicket, narrowly missing it as it passes underneath.
I'm going to have to use the vial. I've made too much noise. It's gone. I can't deal with my friends. I need to have the vial.
Will save, please.
Okay.
Wisdom save, sorry. What?
8!
8!
Finally broke the 7 streak.
So, actually, I'm going to give you this one with advantage. Wait, you've got inspiration from 2 sessions ago, I think.
That still applies?
That still applies.
Woo!
So you can actually remember, because I gave you an inspiration for a good role play.
Yeah.
You can actually re-roll something.
Sweet. So I can do it again?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I'm happy you said that because I got a 21.
21. So you begin to move towards Paine, her heartbeat in your ears. One thump, one thump, one thump, one thump. Growing louder and louder, but at the last second, you dive towards your pack. You rip it apart, the contents spreading across the forest floor. You grab the vial and throw it back, just as you realize that your companions are looking at you.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's bring everybody back in.
Hey. Hey. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Oh, hi.
All right, everybody back? All right, so Paine, you hear a crack across the ground that startles you awake, just in time to see Kilkax's figure.
You.
You can't hear me?
I don't know what happened.
Oh no! Can everybody else hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, now.
Okay, there we go. So.
Oh, I still can't hear Jared. I lied.
Ah!
So sorry, buddy.
It's
Let me
okay.
exit. I'll come back.
It's okay. I feel kind of insulted.
I know, right? Just when it was starting to get real juicy.
Bonjour.
All right,
Does
can
it
you hear
work?
me now?
Yeah. Hello,
And
hello.
me now.
There we go.
Nice.
So, Paine, you are startled from sleep as a branch cracks, as leaves creak underfoot above you. You look up to see Kilkax, but not as you know him. His eyes have gone black. In the moonlight, they seem to drink any light that hits them, and his fangs have become elongated. Just as he's standing over you, with preternatural speed, he rushes over to his pack and begins reefing it apart, spilling the contents before alighting on a bright red vial that is as luminous as his eyes are dark. He tilts it back and throws it down his throat.
Paine's eyes go wide, and she like scuttles backwards, crab style.
All right.
My medallion's going ballistic.
Yes, indeed it is, actually. Not quite ballistic, but it is definitely thrumming, which awakens you from your panic attack. And Naalu, you're obviously in meditation, and this pulls you awake from it. So, what do you guys want to do?
I'm speechless. I'm just like flattening myself to the far wall.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. My computer froze through part of that, so I actually have no idea what happened. The earth opened or something, and someone started spider crawling.
Kilkax is a vampire.
Oh.
Kilkax is hovering above me with like creepy eyes and going for blood.
But am I a full vampire? Or am I?
Pulled apart and pulled out a vial of blood and threw it back like a shot.
Shot.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh, is everyone full now then? Are we okay? We can go back to nap time?
No, we're not. What the hell was that?
I have my hand on my sword, and I'm like, and I just look. What the fuck's going on?
Vampire.
Midnight snack, guys. Midnight snack.
What the hell, Kilkax?
You're
Amanda,
muted.
You muted yourself.
I tried to get a bunny, but I'm too sleepy. I'm so hungry.
What, you come and hover over me, you creep?
You're right by my bag. You're taking care of my stuff.
I was about to spoon with you.
We were spooning, buddy.
All right, so is that the actual exchange, or is that just party banter?
All right.
That's full on exchange.
Yeah.
All right.
I tried to get a bunny. I swear. I show them my, what do you call them? The arrows.
Yeah.
I show them my arrows. I'm missing one. I'll find it in the morning in the light. I swear. Everybody's cool. Everybody's safe. I just
Darren,
had a quenched thirst.
Can I roll to find out what Kilkax really is?
You may indeed.
Yeah, Paine is just going to shoot back. How do we know? Everything we're saying could be a lie, just like everything up until now.
I could use survival
Mm-hmm.
as instead of Arcana.
Go for
So
it.
I'll do that. And
I would just like the jury to note that I'm completely unfazed by this because I'm like, I don't even have blood. It's all good. Who is this guy? We're still friends. No worries.
let's see. 6.
6. You don't know what Kilkax is, but you know they aren't a vampire. They've been out in the sun far too much. So whatever creature they are not a vampire.
Hmm. And I reiterate that to the group.
Yeah, roleplay it out. Let's hear it.
Well, I know for a fact that Kilkax is not a vampire. Because if he is, he would have been burning up in the sun. So he must be a hybrid or a vampire or something. I just can't remember exactly what from my teachings, but
Paine relaxes a little bit as you say that. Like she comes down off of full high tension. And she thinks about it. She furrows her brows and she goes, What the hell, Kilkax? You've got some explaining to do.
All right.
I believe that we have been together long enough that I trust you. I trust that I am, with friends. I would like that to be reciprocated. And you are correct, I am not a full vampire. And I would never put any of you in danger. Please believe.
You have to admit how frightening that must have been for me, though. You were over top of me, fangs bared. Stay away. I'm just sassing you hard.
You know I'm sweet on you, Paine, baby.
I need more of an explanation than that. Yes, there's some trust built, but it is quickly shaken when you wake up with your ally, supposed, over top of you with murderous intent.
I mean, fair. That's fair.
And at this point, Matthias kind of shakes himself awake. What's going on?
We're all like, never mind, as a group.
None of your business.
Go back to sleep.
Yeah, you haven't been. You're not part of our pack yet.
Well,
Just kidding.
as you say, never mind. Go back to sleep. He kind of complies and just. He's obviously too exhausted to care what's going on with you guys. All right. So, how do you continuing on?
I just tell Kilkax one last thing. If you ever lose control, you have to tell us. Because I will put a sword through you if you don't.
How long have you been like this, Kilkax?
Many, many, many years.
Dun,
Oh?
dun,
Do I know
dun.
of anything that is sort of like that?
Give me a knowledge check. What do they call that in 5e? 5e. There used to be a specific.
Is she a natural creature or a preternatural?
Tell you what, you
Like
can
a
give me a
nature or arcana.
You can give me a history, nature, or religion check. Your choice.
All right. I'm going to go for history. Because that's the most bardic of them, numerically. I got a straight 7 because of my stress.
You've heard of tales of half-breed vampires, though none of them spring to mind and the particulars elude you at the moment. You can't even remember a particular name, but there have been individuals in the history and in the tales of people who were half vampire or claimed to be. Few of them end well.
Okay. How do you exist in the sun?
I have a hesitancy to tell them my story, as I do not like to burden others with my curse. So Kilkax kind of slumps his shoulders a bit and reluctantly tells the group, I'm actually a Dampier, but I'm the reincarnation of an ancestor who was a vampiric tyrant. And then I try to explain, again, very slowly and assuredly, that I'm not a bad guy, but I am
Hey guys, hang on a second.
a monster.
I'll be right back.
Your explanation is like chill enough for me that I think I can make peace with that. And like, although I don't say anything, you can tell by my body language as I move sort of back towards the group and just like nod.
Right?
I'm like, okay, accepting of it. I look at Dagra and I'm like,
I see your new DM introduced himself.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hi,
Yeah.
welcome.
He had the cat cornered, so time to come inside.
kind of rude.
Yeah, a little rude on his part, isn't it? So, sorry, you were saying.
Paine was just explaining that she's starting to warm up to my cold-hearted ways.
A little bit. Enough to be cool.
And I'm gonna lean over and with my gloved hand grab at Kilkax just to give him support and be like, "You're not the only monster here."
Do you say that?
I do.
Nice.
I do say that out loud. Yes.
All right.
With my silver eyes shining weirdly under my
Eyelids.
I kind of
Alright.
yawn. Oh, so how long were we asleep for?
I'm
I'm
gonna
trying to
say
determine if it's like back to bed or if we're just getting up now.
I need my full 8 hours of full rest.
I'd say you're about 6 hours into the rest.
Good. 2 more hours. I have my sword on my chest, just waiting for anything unexpected that might come about.
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh, Mal. Okay. Paine repositions herself and kind of beds down again, but in a slightly more defensible position.
You're like sleeping on the side of the wall.
Yeah, a little less comfortable than I was before.
And how
All
come
right.
you guys
And
are getting mad at me when Naalu is supposed to be watching over you?
I was just about to say, I had my back turned on all of you so I could keep an eye on the cave entrance, but now I'm going to shift myself so I can look at everyone and the cave entrance.
You get
Because
peripheral
I'm
vision
now-
now.
Yes, exactly. And I'm awake now, so I'm just like sitting there chilling. So,
You were
The
supposed
level-
to be awake the whole time. What the fuck?
No,
well,
she was.
okay. He was like super quiet when he was all floaty and stuff, all right?
Okay.
All right, guys, and with that, let's call it a draw for this week.